Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel, and this week I wanted to share an unboxing of a second-hand game that I've acquired. Quite an old game. This is Anzio 1944, The Fight for the Beachhead by White Dog Games. A second edition, I believe. As you can see here, this is 8-page rulebook. A small game map, 17 by 11 inch, so quite small footprint, only 41 counters. It does have a solitaire play to the game, which appealed to myself, but it includes things like bombardment, weather and German air attacks. Anzio interested me. I've been doing a lot of reading on the Italian campaigns. I've got Salerno from GMT Games. I've been doing a lot of reading on the Monte Cassino campaign. Anzio was another one that I wanted to find out a bit more about, and why not by playing a game like this. The thing I like about White Dog, I've got quite a few in my collection, as you'll be aware from videos I've done before, is the games are normally relatively simple to get your head around, but they give a little bit of chrome. They're not for everybody, but for me, I enjoy them. They scratch that itch, and they're normally playable in a reasonable time scale as well. So let's just show you what you get in the box. It's a typical White Dog Blue Panther style package. So you've got to remember this, I believe, second edition, I believe, was 2013. I may be wrong. Don't think it says on here. Oh yes, it does actually. Copyright on the counters is 2013. So you get the rule book, as I say, quite straightforward. It's quite dry. There is some colour in there, a little bit of history, which is great. I like the fact there was quite a lot of designer notes in what is a short rules booklet, so you can kind of get a feel for what the designer was thinking about when he put the game together. Designer was Michael Kennedy, and developed by Chris Hansen, with design contributions by Mark Facio and Richard Mackenzie, map by Tim Allen, counters by Tom Cundiff. So rules look quite straightforward. Got a sequence of play there, weather, initiative, reinforcements. You've got the solitaire element if you're playing that, and then it's movement, bombardments, combat. You've got some optional rules as well, even though this is only 4 pages to start with. So again, you can start off with the basic, and it gives a little bit of extra replayability. Any game that has optional rules, I like that. And you can see, if you follow that through, it's quite straightforward. It should be quite straightforward in the grand scheme. Again, you've got an optional rule there with armoured units attacking across river or canal. So some quite nice added spice that can be put into the game. Victory conditions, cities seem to be key part of that, and then you've got a little bit about the solitaire game. So the Germans are the solitaire bot, so to speak, and then you got reference and credits there as well. So yeah, that's the rules. You've got a little reference sheet, which is always useful to have. So it just explains what you're looking at in terms of the counters. I quite like this free stacking idea. I haven't seen that in many games. So units that have this asterisk can stack with any unit, whereas those that don't have to stack with their own divisions, I assume, or brigades, as far as I'm aware. So that's quite an interesting element. You got a CRT, do like a CRT. You got the weather, very straightforward. That can have an impact on things. And then on the back, you got movement restrictions, again quite straightforward there. You've got solitaire tactics. So if you're playing a solitaire game, again, quite straightforward there. And then bombardment results. So everything you need really is there. The counters you can see have been punched. The ones here left in, I believe, are the solitaire. These are your normal kind of good quality White Dog Games counters, which I believe were or are still Blue Panther produced. So let's see if we can get that to zoom in a little bit for you. Yeah, pretty good. So really straightforward, good thickness, good chunky quality. You can see the disordered state there. Information very easy to follow. So that's good. You can see again these are all that's a weather counter. You don't need that one. To show you one from the different colour there. The colour schemes blend quite well. So yeah, nice counters as you would expect with this sort of game. So as far as I can see, looking at those in there, they all look quite straightforward there. So that's good. Got some very interesting units. So nice armour. Again, nice artwork for the scale of the counters you're dealing with here. So that's really nice. Let's just take those out. Let's just show you the map. So again, as I said earlier, map quite small, small footprint game. Quite like that. Makes for a nice easy game in terms of seeing everything, being able to keep control of everything on a small table. You've got a turn record track down here with reinforcement schedule. You see landing areas, Anzio and Nettuno, Latoria, Cisternia, etc. You've got the Melita River, mountain ranges, marshes. Nice colour palette, very clear. Hexes are very clear. Sometimes I think artists design really lovely maps, and sometimes because they don't want the hexes to be too prominent, they fade them, and it's quite hard sometimes to see them. This is probably very much the other way. I appreciate this was a map produced quite a few years ago, but you can see it's very, very clear where the hexes are. Now, some may prefer that a little bit more faded out. I don't mind it because, again, looking down from head height at the table is very easy to see. You've got some things on the map here to help you during the game, which were on the reference table. So movement, CRT, bombardment, probably the main elements you're going to need there. And that's pretty much it. So looking forward to getting this one on the table and giving it a go. I'm very interested in the campaign anyway. But that's Anzio, 1944, The Fight for the Beachhead from White Dog Games. Hope you've enjoyed this video and look forward to seeing you again very soon.